Hi, my name is Connor, and I want to tell you a little bit about why I vehemently support Senator Sanders for president. So when I look at a politician to put my efforts behind, what I'm really looking for is a leader, is somebody who isn't going to put their finger to the wind and see what's politically expedient for them or what is socially in vogue at the time and just run on that. I'm looking for someone who will push the conversation forward, both because of their ideology and their inherent morality. And will do that regardless of whether or not it helps them or hurts them politically. And sometimes whether or not the people are even with them yet. And if the people might be behind by a couple years on an issue like civil rights or economic justice or criminal justice, then that person will make the case for the morally right thing to do rather than just take a step back and go, you know what, the people aren't there with me yet, it's not going to help me get elected, forget about it. So when I look at Bernie Sanders, I see that leader immediately. And it really comes down to two things for me. The first is consistency, right? So when we look at a politician's beliefs and we're trying to decide whether or not we want to give them the most powerful office in the world, the only way we know what they're going to do with that power is what they've done with the smaller amounts of power that they've been given in the past. And when we look at Bernie Sanders' record, this is a person who has consistently fought for what is right, for what is good, for what is morally defensible, for what is progressive, all the days of his career as an elected official and as a private citizen, has been willing to put his physical body and personhood on the line, as well as his political career on the line, to do what's right. And then the second thing is authenticity. So even if somebody is consistent in their messaging, where does that messaging come from? And again, when it comes to Bernie Sanders, the choice is so clear. This is a person who has never taken any corporate PAC money, wealthy donor bundling money, or super PAC money. This is a person who has been funded only by the people, by us, for the entirety of his political career. And that tells me, and it tells all of us, that he's fighting for the things he's fighting for because he actually believes in them, not because he's getting paid to believe them, or paid not to believe them. So when we put these things together, it becomes very clear to me why there is such bitterness, anger, and fear from the establishment, from the wealthy elites, from the powerful in this country when it comes to the idea of a Bernie Sanders presidency, because they know that if he becomes president, all that stuff he's been talking about for the last 40 years, he's actually going to do it. And they're terrified of that. So if you care about human rights, Bernie Sanders has been consistently and authentically fighting for minority groups, for the marginalized, for the dispossessed, for the poor, for his entire career. If you care about environmental justice, Bernie Sanders has been consistently and authentically fighting for the planet Earth for the entirety of his elected career. If you care about peace, Bernie Sanders has been consistently fighting against war for the entirety of his elected career. And if you care about changing this political system, about getting the money out of the system, about returning power to the people, Bernie Sanders has been consistently fighting against the corrupt system in both the opposition party and in his own party for his entire political career. So when I look at all these things, and economic justice. If you care about economic justice, Bernie Sanders has been fighting for the poor and for the working class his entire career. So when I put all these things together, it's very clear to me that Bernie Sanders is the only choice for President of the United States. Thank you very much.